Hello, I'm Becky from So Much More, and today I'm going to be sowing my tomato seeds, so I thought I'd show you how I'm doing it. Now, all you need to sow tomato seeds are the seeds themselves, something to sow the seeds into, and some compost. Now, when it comes to choosing tomato seeds, saved seeds from your own garden are always the best. If not, try and choose some that are openly pollinated, so they're good for the environment and they are really nice quality seeds that will be really well adapted for your environment. Places like Real Seeds and Vital Seeds do this really perfectly. Today I'm going to be sowing Marmande Super Precoce, which is one that I saved from my garden last year, and Yellow Submarine, which is a new one on me from Vital Seeds, and I'm really excited to grow that. Now, when you're sowing seeds, you can use anything. You don't need to have a proper seed sowing tray. You can use an old fruit pot. This one used to have blueberries in it. You can use soil blockers. You can make your own pots from paper and a tool like this. You can just use a normal little tray, or you can use a proper seed sowing tray like this. This is what I'm going to use today because I find it easier to keep everything separate so that I know which tomato has gone where. And then I'm going to be covering it over with a lid when I'm done. But the most important thing that you need is a decent seed sowing compost. So that's why I'm using Dalefoot Compost's seed compost. It's lovely and fine, it's organic, it holds moisture really well, and it's also peat free, which is super important because peat is a really valuable resource, but not in our gardens. So all I'm going to do is fill up the tray. And when that's done, I'm ready to plant my seeds. So the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to be really careful about how many seeds I plant. These seeds should last me a couple of years, so I don't want to plant all of them this year. That's wasteful. Plus, I have lots of growing space, but even I don't have the space for 23 of the same variety of tomato plant. So I'm going to go with just 4 of each. That way I have a small margin of error if anything happens to any of my seedlings, or if for whatever reason some of these seeds don't germinate. So very carefully I'm going to take my seeds, separate them out, and because I've got small modules in this tray, I'm going to sow 1 seed per module. That will save me having to prick them out at a later date. And I also know what my success rate is on the germination as well. You can sow them however you like. The most important thing is that you take a seed, pop it in the compost, push it down slightly so that when you water it, it doesn't just disappear, and then very gently cover it. Now I've done 4 seeds there, and that should be enough for my Yellow Submarine. Fingers crossed that I get full germination, but even if only 50% of them germinate, that'll still be enough of the plants because they get really big. So I'm going to cover them over with a little bit of compost. The great thing about this seed compost is it doesn't have big lumps in it, which means that those tiny little shoots don't have any big things in their way to stop them from being able to put the shoots up and open those beautiful first seed leaves. Once they're covered over, I need to write myself a label. So now I've all finished sowing. All of my seeds have been put in, labelled and watered. It's very important that you give them a nice covering of water so that you can start that seed germination. It needs to be active activated by water, which breaks down the seed coat and helps the little root and the leaves to come out of the seed. So give them plenty of water, but make sure that whatever you're sowing into has good drainage, so that they're not sitting in water and going to go mouldy. The next thing I'm going to do is cover them over. The reason I'm covering them is to keep the moisture in. It just saves me having to water them all the time. Like I just said, you need water to get the seeds germinated. Without it, they will just sit dormant. So it's important that we keep our seeds moist, and in order to do that, the best idea is to just cover it. You can do this with literally anything. A little bit of cling film will just do the job just fine. But I've got a propagator lid here, so I'm going to use that. I hope you found this helpful, and I'll update you on my tomatoes soon.